What's up, Blue Jay fans? It's Rob Scott back with something new. A series preview. An analysis of a game that has not yet begun. Of a whole series that has not yet begun. But don't fret for those 35 of you that continually watch my post-game recaps. We're still going to be doing post-game recaps too. Spitting out content. Avoiding my relationship with my wife, who's been on my ass hard lately. It's both of our faults. You know how relationships... Anybody listen to this who's married, you know how the fuck it is. It's never just one person. It's a mix. It's a cornucopia of our parents fucking us up, and then we go on to fuck up everybody else and our children and our relationships. Yeah, so I'm trying very hard to just stay away from her. And or else right now we're just arguing. And I don't enjoy fighting, so I just say, yeah. It's, yeah. No, you're right, honey. I love you. I'm sorry. It's my fault when I know it's not my fault. And I deal with that by just saying, why don't you just go to bed a little bit early tonight? And I'll come in later and put a fucking pillow over your head and make this problem go away. No, I haven't done that yet. But you always hold out hope. You never give up. You never give up on an idea you might have that could be a good idea. Anyway, all right, 2-game series. Arizona Diamondbacks into the Skydome against the Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays 39-33. 1 back of Boston. 2.5 back of Baltimore. Arizona 4th in the NL West. They don't really matter. On the hill, Marco Estrada against Patrick Corbin. Excuse me. Marco's 5-2 with a 2.58 ERA, 76 Ks, and a MLB best 1.68 opposing batting average. That's nasty. That is sick and nasty. I think last year he was sub 2, like 1.98 or just barely over 2 if he was. He has been goddamn impressive. Patrick Corbin's 3-6 with a 4.76 ERA through just 85 innings last year. He was out the year previous to that. He is better, has been better in his career than his numbers indicate this year, so we will see. What comes of that game, too, is J.A. Happ, 8-3, 3.41 ERA, versus Robbie Ray, who's 4-5 with a 4.44 ERA. So it's a 2-game set. Everything looks to be in our advantage. As far as I can tell, we're at home. We got the better staff. We got the better offense, although not by a large margin in terms of production, if you're looking at overall statistics. Bullpens are about even. Neither's very good or dominant in any way. Game starts tonight at 7:07 Eastern for all those fucks on the East Coast, or who they think they're on the East Coast. It's 7:07 for us that actually, 8:07 for us who actually live on the East Coast. But you in Toronto, you go ahead and you keep thinking you're Eastern. My notes are so... You know what? I'm a pretty good artist, and I write like a fucking 3-year-old. I can't even... I threw these notes together, and there's no order to them, so just bear with me. So just to analyze what we're looking at in the pitching staffs overall, and then a little breakdown, the Arizona staff is 22nd overall with a 4.43 ERA. That's in all the majors. Their staff is 22nd overall as well with a 4.66 ERA. They're 26-29 with a 1.38 WHIP and a 2.62 opponent batting average. And the relievers are 19th with a 4.02 ERA, slightly better than the Jays. And they're 7-10 on the season, although they have 17 saves, 80% rate, which isn't bad. A 1.37 whip. And the Jays are 8th in pitching overall. So we definitely have the advantage in the pitching. Definitely having the advantage, overall, but also have the definite advantage in the two matchups that we're going to see. And I think we can definitely put that A+ check mark beside our name for that category. When you look at the offense, it's surprisingly close. The Jays are 7th overall in Major League Baseball. Arizona is 12th. Arizona has some good bats, two in particular. Paul Goldschmidt, which is one of the best kept secrets in baseball as far as I'm concerned. I don't hear a lot about him, but that's probably because he's shoved in a corner in Arizona. Really good ball player. He's got 14 jacks and 45 ribbies this season, 289 average, OPS over 900 in 249 at-bats. He's also got 9 steals. He can run. Jake Lamb having a nice season with Arizona. He's got 14 home runs and 45 RBIs as well in 230 at-bats. Slash line 283, 366, 565. So he's an OPS over 900 also. So those are two of the big threats. We got Gene Seguera, who, when I went on the ESPN page, I think it was the ESPN page, they actually had pronunciation like blue jeans, which I thought was an odd way to break it down. They could have just said pronounced like Gene, Gene, but they said pronounced like blue jeans. For those of us in Canada, we're probably inclined to say Jean Seguera instead of Gene, but that's the way it is. He's got 5 home runs, 29 RBIs at the top of the order, hitting .307, team leading. 36 runs, 8 steals, but he's been caught 5 times. And that's in 283 at-bats and a 781 OPS, so he's another guy to keep an eye on. They got a nice catching duo, although they've split more of their time doing other things. But Herman and Castillo have 14 home runs and 47 RBIs combined, 274 average and an 850-ish OPS. I didn't add it up perfectly. And Brandon Drury is another guy to look at. 8 home runs, 18 ribbies, 275 average, 769 OPS, and 204 at-bats. Not terrifying, but a guy can get it done. And finally, Patrick Corbin actually is hitting .324 with a 765 OPS this year. 3 RBIs, 5 runs, hasn't walked once, but when you get that kind of production, whether you ever drive in a run or not, just keep the lineup moving out of your pitcher. That is nice. And Arizona's offense broken down by team, they're second in the major leagues in total bases. So this team is going to get on, unless they're facing Marco Estrada, which they are. So they're not going to get on this series, but they get on base. They rack up the total bases. They're first in triples. What's interesting that I did pick up on is that this is a ground ball team. They're second in ground balls. We know Marco likes to leave that ball up and get pop flies. So that's going to be an interesting little, thing to watch. Will they be tempted to go up and get that ball? Or will he force them into his game? That's I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. 25th in fly balls. So they're a ground ball hitting team. 17 steals, 17th in stolen bases, and 73% stolen base rate. It's a little better than the Blue Jays. They're 5th in most strikeouts, 21st in walks, 13th in... See, here's a fucking instance where I can't make out what the fuck I wrote. What is that? Oh, home runs. 13th in home runs. It looks like I wrote fun. 10th in batting average, 13th in on base percentage and 7th in slugging percentage. They're actually ahead of the Jays in slugging percentage, 437 to 435. And the Blue Jays, the OPS of the Blue Jays is only .001 higher than Arizona, 761 to 760. So Jays have scored more runs by about 17, but otherwise, on base percentage is very similar. Slugging, OPS. Arizona beats them by about 20 points in batting average. Has more speed. Higher stolen base percentage. Ground ball team. It's going to be, I think these offenses are more evenly matched up than us Homer Blue Jay fans may give Arizona credit for. Now we obviously have a large advantage in pitching. So I'm predicting a sweep. Blue Jays sweep Arizona today and tomorrow. Come out of this game and a half back of Baltimore, heading into a weekend series with I don't know who. I didn't look ahead. Anyway, I'll see you tonight with a post-game recap. Thank you for joining me. Hey, by the way, you know what? I hate watching YouTube videos and at the very end they say, remember to like and comment on this video and subscribe to my page, because it feels like fucking pandering. But you know what? I'm going to say it. Remember to fucking like this video. Like, click the fucking thumbs up button and then subscribe and tell your friends, because this podcast is going to kick ass. Right now, you see this shitty set with this fucking window and curtain behind me. And, but I'm going to turn this into something special. I see what the other podcasts, I'm looking at you podcasts, and I think I can kick your asses, all of yous. All of your Blue Jay podcasts. So get ready, because I'm coming with big interviews, with big guests, fun ramblings. Yeah, so subscribe and like to this page, assholes.